Hello students, welcome back to our class. In this module we are going to discuss about 2 mark problems which were given in previous board examinations and which are very important in the examination point of view from the chapter Quadratic Equations. So coming to the very first problem here, for what values of k the roots of the quadratic equation are real? So when the roots are said to be real, we are talking about the nature of the roots. We are not talking about what are the exact roots. We are talking about nature of the roots. For example, if your given quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, then the roots of the quadratic equation depends upon the value of delta, which is the called discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac. Correct? If the value of b square minus 4ac, for example, means delta is greater than 0 and delta can be equal to 0 and delta can be less than 0 also, because if you consider any number, that number can be positive number or that can be number can be negative number or that number can be 0 also, right? So if delta greater than 0, then what kind of roots this quadratic equation has? It has real roots and unequal roots. Unequal roots are nothing but distinct roots, different roots. If the value of delta is greater than 0, if the value of delta is equal to 0, then the roots are said to be real roots and equal roots. They are said to be real and equal roots. If the value of delta less than 0, then they are not real roots, because delta should be there inside the square root, right? So if you have negative numbers inside the square root, they cannot be considered as real numbers. They are called imaginary numbers. So that they are not real numbers, not real and distinct. Distinct are nothing but they are different roots. So please do remember about the nature of the roots without actually finding the roots of the quadratic equation. Now, coming to the problem here, for what values of k the quadratic equation, the roots of the quadratic equation are real? Real means what? Greater than 0 or equal to 0. It can be greater than or equal to 0, then only they are real roots. So since x square plus 4x plus k equal to 0 has real roots, then delta should be greater than 0 as well as delta can be equal to 0. Then also you will get a real number. So delta means what? B square minus 4ac greater than or equal to 0. The value of b is going to be 4. So it is 4 square minus 4 into a, coefficient of x square, that is 1, into c is going to be k greater than or equal to 0. So finally 4 square is equal to 16 minus 4 into 1 into k is 4k greater than or equal to 0. So can you take one 4 common, otherwise let us transpose minus 4k towards right hand side. Then 16 greater than or equal to 4k, right? Can we write 16 greater than or equal to 4k as 4k less than or equal to 16? We want k, right? Since 4 is a positive number, so that we can divide the inequality, both the terms of the inequality, by 4. So that 4 cancel, 4 ones, 4 fours are 16. Finally, what we get here, the value of k less than or equal to 4. So k is less than or equal to 4 means what are the values of k? 4 or below 4, it can be anything. So according to the limitations, the boundaries or limits notation, you can say that k belong to open interval minus infinite to closed interval 4. This is what called interval notation. Of course, you can even use this notation also in order to express the value of k, or else simply you can write k less than or equal to 4. Hope you understand? Right. Moving on to the next problem. Find the value of k again for which the quadratic equations 3x square minus 10x plus k is equal to 0 are reciprocals of each other. The roots are reciprocals of each other. So what is the condition for the roots which are reciprocals to each other of a quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0? A must be equal to c. That is what is only the condition for the roots to be the reciprocals to each other. Here given equation, for example, alpha comma beta are the roots of the equation 3x square minus 10x plus k is equal to 0. Since it is being a 2 marks problem, so definitely you will have to provide enough number of steps according to the marking scheme. Otherwise, you simply say that a is equal to k, then the roots are reciprocals to each other. It means the value of k is going to be 3, as simple as that. So here alpha is equal to alpha and beta is equal to 1 by alpha according to the given problem. We know the formula for alpha into beta, right? Alpha into beta is equal to C by A. Okay. So alpha is alpha into beta is equal to 1 by alpha equal to C is K divided by A is equal to 3. So alpha gets cancelled. So 1 is equal to K divided by 3. Therefore the value of K is equal to 3. So this way we can get the value of K easily. So remember, if the roots are reciprocals to each other, then constant and the coefficient of x square should be same. Then only the roots will be reciprocals to each other irrespective of the value of the coefficient of x. Find the value of k again such that the polynomial x square minus of k plus 6 into x plus 2 into 2k plus 1 has sum of zeros equal to half their product. Sum of zeros equal to half their product. First let me take alpha comma beta are zeros of x square minus of k plus 6 times x plus 2 into 2k plus 1. These are the alpha and beta are the zeros of this polynomial, or alpha and beta are the roots of this polynomial equation or quadratic equation. Anything is okay. But according to the given problem, has sum of its zeros. Sum of its zeros means alpha plus beta is equal to half their product, means half of alpha into beta. This is what is the condition given. Alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a is equal to 1 by 2 into alpha beta is equal to c by a. Correct? Can we cancel this a and a here? Then minus b is equal to c divided by 2. Then minus 2b is equal to c, or else you can leave it like that, no problem. So I am going to substitute the values here. The given quadratic equation is this. Okay. Minus 2 into b. B is equal to the coefficient of x. That is what? Minus of k plus 6, right? Minus of k plus 6 is equal to c. What is c there? 2 times 2k plus 1. Can we cancel this 2 and 2? Minus into minus equal to plus into k plus 6 is k plus 6 is equal to 2k plus 1. Now I think it's easier for you to get the value of k. Transpose k towards right hand side and 1 towards left hand side. 6 was already there, transposing plus 1, so minus 1. 2k and transposing plus k, it would be minus k. Correct? So 2k minus k is equal to k is equal to 6 minus 1 is equal to 5. So the value of k is equal to 5. You understand? Right. Next problem is, find the nature of the roots of the quadratic equation. What do you mean by nature of the roots? Nature of the roots of quadratic equation depends upon the value of b square minus 4ac. You will have to write that. Nature of roots of a quadratic equation depends on the value of delta. What is the delta? Which is b square minus 4ac. Just now we discussed, if delta greater than 0, then the roots are real and unequal or real and distinct. If delta is equal to 0, then the roots are real and equal. If delta less than 0, then the roots are non-real, it means imaginary. So find out the value of b square minus 4ac here. B is equal to minus 4, so minus 4 whole square. Minus 4 times a is going to be 2 and c is going to be 3. Minus 4 whole square equals to 16 minus 4 2s are 8, 8 3s are 24. So what is 16 minus 24? Minus 8 is the value of delta. Since delta is equal to negative, delta is negative, then what is the nature of the roots? Therefore, roots of this quadratic equation are non-real roots. So this way we can easily find out nature of the roots of the quadratic equation. Find the roots of the quadratic equation 6x square minus x minus 2 equal to 0. So there are various ways to find out the roots, by using completing square method, by using factorization method, by using quadratic formula method. But you see, please do not go for quadratic formula method all the time and completing square method all the time. First you think about the quadratic equation, whether it is possible to find out the factors by using splitting middle term method or not. That is what factorization method or not. Suppose if it is not applicable, then you can choose any other ways. Here it is 6x square minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. Now I will try whether it is possible by using factorization method or not. 6x square into minus 2 is minus 12x square. Now I will have to split it into two terms. Since the product is negative, then one of them should be negative and one of them should be positive. For example, this is negative, this is positive. Okay? And then here it is, see here the difference should be 1. So this is 12, right? 3 4s are 12. So 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. The bigger get the sign of the middle term. So this is minus 4x and this is plus 3x. So minus 4x plus 3x equal to minus 1x. Therefore 6x square minus 4x plus 3x minus 2 equals to 0. From the first two terms, at most we can take 2x common, and then 2 3s are 6 minus 2 2s are 4. From these two you cannot take anything common except 1, then it would be 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. So totally you have 3x minus 2 as common factor into the other term here is 2x and the remaining one is plus 1 is equal to 0. 3x minus 2 can be 0 because the product of two terms equal to 0, then either first term equal to 0 or second term equal to 0, or 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. If 3x minus 2 equal to 0, then 3x is equal to 2, x is equal to 2 by 3. 2x plus 1 equal to 0, then 2x equals to minus 1, x equals to minus 1 by 2. Therefore, the roots of the quadratic equation are 2 by 3 and minus 1 by 2. Next, find the roots of the following quadratic equation again. This is 15x square minus 10 into root 6x plus 10 is equal to 0. So first of all, is this quadratic equation given in its simplest form? No, because coefficient of x square, coefficient of x and constant are multiples of 5. So that you can take one 5 common from all the three terms. 5 3s are 15, 5 2s are 10, 5 2s are 10 is equal to 0. Anyway, 5 is not equal to 0, so that only this term is 0, that is 3x square minus 2 root 6x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now see here, if you go by factorization method, I will try to find out factorization method. When you multiply first term and last term, 3x square into 2 equal to 3 2s are 6x square. 6x square. But this is the product is positive, so that both of them are either positives or both of them are negatives. See, the sign of the middle term is negative, so both of them must be negative numbers. But square root 6 is involved in this. Square root 6 is involved. So how do I find out the roots of this quadratic, find out the factors of 6 such that the numbers are, in terms of 6. How is that possible? In terms of root 6, that is, like if I take minus root 6 and root 6, for example. Root 6 and root 6 equal to 2 root 6. When you add both of them, that is 2 root 6. Minus 2 root 6. When you multiply both of them, minus into minus equal to plus. Root 6 into root 6 is equal to 6. Yes, my factors are minus root 6x minus root 6x. So then I would write this one as 3x square minus root 6x minus root 6x plus 2 is equal to 0. But now see here, this is 3x square minus root 6x minus root 6x plus 2 equal to 0. Then what can be taken common? I don't know what. But this root 6 can be expressed as root 2 and root 3, right? So this 3 can be written as root 3 into root 3x square minus root 6 as root 3 into root 2x minus root 6 as root 3 into root 2x plus 2 as root 2 into root 2 is equal to 0. Now you can identify something to take common. From these two terms, root 3 is there, I can take root 3 common. X square x means x can be taken common. Remaining one more root 3x minus root 2. Again, minus. From these two, I think we can take one root 2 common. Remaining root 3x. From plus minus already taken, one more minus is there and one more root 2 is there. So totally root 3x minus root 2 is one factor into this is root 3x minus root 2 is root 3x minus root 2 is equal to 0. See, both of them are root 3x minus root 2 into root 3x minus root 3 equal to 0. So that root 3x minus root 2 is equal to 0. Then root 3x is equal to root 2. Then the value of x is equal to root 2 divided by root 3. So it has a repeated roots. They are root 2 and root 3 are the roots of the quadratic equation. You understand? It is interesting, right? But please do not try with the formula method instantly. First try to use your brain. So definitely you will get the factors. So this is what about the roots. And next, to find the roots of the following quadratic equation. What is this quadratic equation here? X plus 3 times x minus 1 is equal to 3 times x minus 1 divided by 3. In order to simplify this, definitely I need to multiply both of them. Then x into x is equal to x square plus 3x minus 3 equal to, this is 3x, right? So 3x minus 3 into 1 by 3, 3 cancel, remaining 1. And I think here directly we can cancel 3x and 3x. Finally, this is x square minus x minus 3. Transpose minus 1 here, it would be plus 1. So x square minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. I think it is very much easier for we to factorize, because x square into minus 2 is minus 2x square. So the product is minus, so one of them is minus and one of them is plus. And the bigger should get the sign of the middle term, that is negative. And what are the factors of 2? There are only two factors, 2 ones are 2. So this is minus 2x and this is plus 1x. When you add both of them, you get minus. So x square minus 2x plus 1x minus 2 is equal to 0. From the first two terms, you can take maximum of x common, remaining x minus 2. From these two terms, you can take plus 1 common, remaining x minus 2 is equal to 0. Right? So x minus 2 is totally the common factor and remaining x plus 1 is equal to 0. Therefore, if it is 0, x is equal to 2. If it is 0, x is equal to minus 1. Therefore, the roots of the equation are 2 and minus 1. So, is it not really interesting? Yes, it is interesting. Solve the following quadratic equation for x. Here, the given problem is 9x square minus 6b square x minus of a square minus b square is equal to 0. I have a strategy in order to find the solutions of this equation. That is, I will go by x square minus of alpha plus beta times x plus alpha beta equal to 0. Then the roots of this quadratic equation are alpha comma beta. But how do I convert this equation into that form? See, here it is 9x square, but x square coefficient should be 1. For that, I will have to divide every single term by 9. Okay? Then it will become x square minus 3 2s are 6 and 3 3s are 9. So it would be minus 2b square divided by 3x minus 1 by 9 times a square minus b square. is equal to 0. Okay, fine. I tried to convert this into x square form because coefficient of x square should be 1, but it was my 9. And then last term sign should be positive, alpha into beta. It should be expressed as plus alpha into beta. So I will do one thing, plus, I will multiply both of them with this minus. Minus into a square minus a square, minus into minus b square b square. So it would be b square minus a square divided by 9. And this sign, there is no change in this, minus 2b square by 3x, and here it is x square equals to 0. Now my aim is to factorize this. B square minus a square can be written as b minus a into b plus a, but 9 is there, I am going to write this as by 3 is equal to 0. Now you see 2b square by 3 is there. If I add both of them, because this is one of them is alpha, one of them is beta, if I add both of them, b minus a by 3 plus b plus a by 3, then what do I get here? This is what 6b square x minus, this is 6b, not b square here, this is 6b, okay, in the problem itself it is 6b, okay, fine. Like here it is b square is b only, then if I add both of them, then what do I get here? B minus a by 3 plus b plus a by 3, minus a plus a cancel, b plus b is equal to 2b by 3. I am getting 2b by 3. So that minus 2b by 3 can be written as sum of these two, that is b minus a by 3 plus b plus a by 3, okay, into x, and first term is as it is. Now you see, this is in the form of x square minus of alpha plus beta times x plus alpha into beta is equal to 0. Therefore, the roots are alpha comma beta. What is alpha here? Alpha is equal to b minus a by 3 and beta is equal to b plus a by 3. So this way, without actually using quadratic formula or factorization method, we can easily find out the roots of the quadratic equation. So this is about 2 marks problems. I think you enjoyed doing these problems. These problems are pretty much easier. Factorization, what are the techniques behind using factorization? Please do remember them, then you feel very much comfortable. Hope you understand, enjoy the class. Thank you.